This is Rockslapping Champions. Player 1, playing Raynor. We have Marsman. And player 2, playing Swan. We have Escalating. So the first thing you will notice as well is that there is a set of mutators over here. This is Minesweeper and Void Rifts. This mutation is called Undermined, and yeah, this is a Rockslapping Champions episode that has been played on a weekly mutation. So, we are going to have a look at the player's masteries while everything gets set up here. We have the research cost reduction, the Hyperion cooldown, and the medic heal. For Swan, we have the concentrated beam width, we have the structure health, and we have the drill upgrade mastery over here that has been selected. This mutation is notoriously difficult because the first set of Void Rifts spawn very early, and this is what makes the mission really difficult. It provides a lot of early game pressure for the players, and then we also have Minesweeper that gets spread around the map, and that does make it a little bit more difficult to clear the Void Rifts once they have spawned. Additionally, you're playing on Rifts to Core Hall, which means you have an early attack wave like this one. It's coming up this way, and now we have Raynor defending. He's put down 2 bunkers near his command center, leaving his ally out to dry. And now we have another set of Void Rifts here, which is going to be a bit of a problem for Swan because these units will start spawning from this side. You can see that there is a Zealot there. There is a fast build. The Zealot is poking up on this SCV, and very luckily for Swan, he has put down 2 Flaming Betties over here. They end up deleting that attack wave very quickly. There is a Zealot now, and his drill is out, so that ends up taking out the Zealot. But not before the next set of this Void Rift is going to start spawning the rest of these units. So now Swan has to be able to defend this side very quickly, but Raynor does not seem to be interested in providing his ally with any kind of backup. In fact, Raynor is actually supply block right now, and he's not building a supply depot, even though building a supply depot would be instant for him because he has the orbital drop supply depot. Okay, there we go. Now he's put down the supply depot, and yeah, he's basically just leaving his ally out to defend by himself. Instead of Void Rifts, and now we have a Marine that gets dropped on this side, and now Raynor will have to find a way of addressing this next set of Void Rifts. Now this should not be too bad for Raynor because he does have his Banshee airstrike ready, and now Swan with his combat drop is going to end up starting to clean up this side with this combat drop to take out this Void Rift. He has to be very careful with how he pushes into these Void Rifts because there is a minefield on this side, as you can see over there. And there we go, there is a lot of mines over there, and that just ends up taking out a lot of the combat drop, unfortunately. And now there is a Zealot on this side that is harassing this bunker over here. So far, nothing has been lost for Raynor, but this bunker is taking up a little bit of damage. He finally decides to use his Banshee airstrike to take out this side, and again, he has to be a little bit careful. Luckily, now these Banshees are cloaked, which means unless there is detection that ends up spawning from the Void Rift, which is very unlikely, he should be able to take out this, clear this Void Rift now. And again, he's going to decides to pull back the Banshee and start taking out this expansion, which is the correct play over there. It's much better to take out your expansion and build an expo because it makes your economy significantly better. There's a Hyperion that has been out for a while now that hasn't been utilized by Raynor, which is also an interesting decision. I'm not sure why that is not being used to at least start harassing down this first Void Sliver. And now there's an attack wave that's coming up. And again, Swan has to try and defend, and he has gotten his first laser drill upgrade as well, which will provide him access to the concentrated beam. And the good thing is because they're dealing with a Zerg composition, which is the Invasionary Swarm upgrade, which is a ground Zerg kind of upgrade. So this is the, I believe, Invasionary Swarm upgrade is the classic ground, I believe. I think. I can't remember. Go check it out, Starcraft 2.com. It'll tell you what exactly this thing. But this is a ground-based composition, which means a concentrate beam, which means that these flaming betties, can provide a lot of value for taking out the enemy units. Additionally, concentrated beam as well is very useful for cleaning up the attack waves as soon as they spawn, because they all tend to funnel down this one side over here. Now we have one set of Void Rifts that has spawned, and again, there is no interest on Raynor actually dealing with this Void Rift, which is again going to cause a few problems for him. So far he has not lost really anything, so he's doing okay in terms of defending, but again, Swan is gonna go and help his ally out right now, and now we have the first Hyperion of the game that gets dropped. I'm gonna try and take out this void shard over here. Over here though, Swan is having a little bit of problem dealing with this. He's using a Herc now to get some vision of this Void Rift, because he cannot defend indefinitely without getting some support at least and start clearing out the side. It takes him a while to be able to ramp up to a point where he's actually really good at defending. But the 13-minute mark where Swan actually powers up, and if he's only defending, then you need to have someone that is dealing with this void shard, so it does make it a little bit tricky. And I don't think there were any Yamato cannons that are used on this void shard, which means it's not going to get as much value. And unfortunately, the void shard still stays up there. I think one Yamato cannon might have been a little bit useful. Unfortunately, that Herc does get picked up by a bunch of Widow Mines, which is very unfortunate. And now the next set of void shards have spawned, and that void shard will end up getting picked off by the rest of Swan's static defense. You can see now there's a missile turret over here, just provide a little bit of detection. Swan's drill doing a lot of damage. This has dealt a total of 20k damage so far, and we are only at the 8-minute mark in the game over here. So this void shard is going to hit the rest of this combat drop, which is unfortunate, but Swan is trying to micro out of his mind right now. And again, there is there's another attack wave that gets dropped. Pulse cannon, I think the pulse cannon was a little bit preemptive over there. I think he might have been able to pick off the rest of these units as well, but he has to make sure he doesn't end up losing these units over here. And now there is a trickle spawn that's coming up from the rest of these void rifts at the back over here. Swan is looking at the side. I think he wants to end up dealing with this void rift. He does end up picking it. Did he pick off both these void rifts in one shot? Yeah, I think he did that. It's kind of impressive over there. Then we have another Banshee airstrike that's dropped here, and he wants to go and pick off the rest of these. Now he has to be really careful because there will be overseers in this mix, and the overseer gets detection onto these Banshees. It's very possible that there are minefields in this area, and these minefields will just instantly one-shot the rest of these Banshees. The Banshee airstrike is timed out now, and the flying gets his value out. Now Raynor is still in the base over here, not really pushing forward, just Swan tactical jumping across with the Herc just to provide a little bit more damage output, and he needs to get his laser drill level 2, which he's just gotten, which he has, which means that now his drill will be dealing a lot more damage to the void rifts over here, and getting detection again on the side. All in all, reasonably well. So far, Raynor has still not lost anything because he has not pushed out on the map, and yeah, there we go. We have 3 barracks right now. No production though for Raynor. Raynor is just getting research upgrades. He's getting vulture upgrades, which is interesting. He's gotten combat shields, concussive shells. He's gotten the vulture upgrades. He's gotten the fire bat upgrades. He's gotten the siege tank upgrade as well, which is kind of confused. The siege tank upgrade I kind of get, but he doesn't have any. He doesn't have any vultures, so I don't know what his plan is over here. He's still producing some more SCVs as well. Still not macroed up completely, but anyway, the next set of void rifts have spawned, and Swan I think is okay on this side. Now Swan has a bunch of siege tanks right now. He has his Maelstrom rounds upgrade as well. These Maelstrom round upgrades increase the damage of these siege tanks by a lot. They just end up melting a lot of the units over here. You can just see the siege tank just shelling on this side, just end up deleting the rest of this attack wave over here. And there's a Mulus that's harassing this this space here, but Swan does have a few turrets here, which should not be too bad. Unfortunately, this Banshee is slightly out of range. These two SCVs just repairing each other, being bros right now. Oh no, this SCV was repairing the bunker. Never mind. What was I thinking? The Raynor would actually help his ally, but there we go. So now the next set of void shards are over here, and Raynor has used his Hyperion to deal with this enemy base here. He has to be again a little bit careful. These Widow Mines can deal a lot of damage to the Hyperion if he's not paying attention, which I do not believe he has, because he does not actually have an orbital command center out. He has one orbital command center, but he's using it to drop mules right now to improve his economy. So he doesn't have any scans ready. Unit-wise, he doesn't really have it. He's using the Banshee airstrike right now to take out this void shard, which is okay. Swan is basically trying to defend this side. I think he has enough static defense right now that'll be fine. There's still one last void shard that needs to be addressed before the freedom happens. And now we have another combat drop as well. They're just attacking down this void shard. This void shard will end up getting destroyed. And now we have the next set of void shards that will be spawning up near the top side. And so far. Again, lots of bunkers, lots of defenses for Raynor, but still no units inside these bunkers. These bunkers don't actually deal a lot of damage. They deal 6 damage at 0.86 weapon speed. They're not very strong. So it's very important to actually put Marines inside these bunkers so you can get some value out of them. So that is one of the other issues as well with Raynor's plan over here. But now there's another focus down onto this Void Rift. This Void Rift does get picked off. Another Hercules is providing some vision on this side. Again, this thing will also get picked off. And the rest of these units over here, there's another attack wave now that has spawned. But again, you can see how quickly these siege tanks just end up shredding the rest of these units here. And these siege tanks don't really care. And now you can see how Swan's turrets have started to ramp up in power level. He has the KMC autoloaders upgrade, which increases their tank speed. Very important upgrade for Swan. And as soon as he gets the rest of his upgrades done, he has now the fire suppression system upgrade as well, which is also very useful in keeping these turrets alive because it regenerates HP at an insane rate. I think it's like 4 or 6 HP per second. It is really good. And now we have a bunch of SCs as well that's repairing on the side. And yeah, the next set of Void Shards have spawned. The next set of Void Rifts have spawned. And again, Swan is getting vision here. Raynor is still taking up right now, and now he is producing some siege tanks. So now he's decided, you know what, my defense is complete, my defensive line is ready. I'm just gonna get all the upgrades over here. So he's getting the mech attack upgrades. He is getting the infantry armor upgrade. This is a double upgrade here because that's how this thing works. Because co-op is weird and you get upgrades for all sorts of different units over here. But yeah, he's getting all his upgrades right now, and he's just what did he just queue up?
Upgrade complete.
He's queued up Viking upgrades as well. So now he has a whopping 5 starports that he has put down, and he is ready to go into full mech centric build here. He is producing 5 Vikings at a time, and he's going to ramp up now, and he's decided, you know what, my defenses are complete. I am going to get ready and help my ally, and I am going to provide the biggest push in the history of co-op. He's producing 5 Vikings at a time because he has completely tech labbed starports over here, and he's producing a lot of Vikings now. He's good to go. Now we're going to switch to the player cam. We're going to see what he's looking at right now. Let's see, my co-op overlay now has a cool little player cam thing over here. Very happy about that. So now you guys can see. And he decides to move his army into a bunch of widow mines, and there goes all his expensive army completely gone. And now these Vikings have to go and deal with this ground composition over here, which is minorly problematic. But luckily for Raynor, his Vikings can land, and that is what the Vikings do. They decide to land and decide to push into this side, which is highly unfortunate because he would have had a lot more Vikings if he did not move them into the widow mines over there, and ended up losing 9 of those Vikings. He's an Ultralux that decided to try and eat one of those Vikings, but no can do on that. And now we're going to switch back to the player cam over here, and now we're going to see what as he's pushing into this side. He has to be a little bit careful. There are a lot of widow mines on this side. Not looking at the rest of his army, and that might be very problematic because if he's moving his army randomly around, he will walk into a minefield and end up losing the rest of his units there. Because there is, as you noticed, there was a minefield that was very close to the base over there. But I think he's decided, you know, he's just gonna move them back, just to regroup his army. Looks around over there, drop some mules, and just makes sure everything is mining. Now he's going to continue production and upgrading on the rest of the stuff. So he does actually get his, he is putting down an orbital CC, I think, now on some of his other structures. He has put down an extra command center as well. The extra command center is being converted to an orbital CC, and now he's going to put some siege tanks. So, what is going on right now in Raynor's mind, other than him reeling from the on the previous losses over here? He had lost a total of 10 Vikings so far, but I think what he wants to do is he's not producing out of any of these things anymore. I think he's changed his mind. I think he's changed his mind about what he wants to do on this side. These Void Shards, by the way, are still up. Swan is having a few problems, but I'm more interested in Raynor's play over here. There's a bunch of Void Rifts that do spawn near Raynor's base, but that gets picked off as well. Raynor is not... Okay, oh, he's producing battle cruisers now. Okay, so that's his plan now. He's like, you know what? I'm having a few problems. He's just gonna start dropping some battle cruisers over here. I guess he's gonna be producing 5 battle cruisers at a time. And he's gonna go. Again, we're gonna switch to the clear cam here. We'll see what his plan is. He's monitoring these starports to make sure all the workers are working as hard as possible, as fast as possible. And now he has his 5 Valkyries out, and he's good to go. These Valkyries forward. Again, those mines have not been picked off, so those Valkyries may end up taking some damage, and he's getting picked off, and now he's getting hit by some of the stuff there. And oh no, okay, so he was actually warned by the spore crawler that was in that location over there. Another attack wave on this side, and he'll move his army into position. Siege tanks are not sieged. Vikings have been landed. Siege the siege tanks right now, and he's gonna be able to pick off the deal with the rest of this attack wave. And a few of the Marines on the front line, and now his Valkyries are moving forward as well. He has to be really careful with how he chooses to engage us. There are a lot of minefields here that have not been cleared out. That might be very problematic for our Raynor friend over here, who's just made 5 shiny Battlecruisers, and now he's just gonna regroup his army. What's he like? I don't know what he's looking at the moment. So let's see. Producing some more stuff. Yeah, so far he's not really lost anything. There's another concentrated beam that comes up here, but I think that's pretty much. I have no idea what's going on right now. He's just looking at his army, right? But okay, now he's decided to tactical jump into this side. There's an infestor over here. Okay, he's being very bold, moving his Valcruisers across like this because there are a lot of minefields down there. And those Widow Mines deal a lot of damage. He's dropping another 5 Battlecruisers as well now. And how many Battlecruisers does he have? He has 10 Battlecruisers right now. And he's just decided to clump up his army again. And yeah, so let's have a look. Yeah, he's gonna move his army up together, and he's gonna do one final push into the final Amon base here. He's lost 10 Vikings so far, and 1 of the siege tanks, 13 Marines, but he seems to be okay. And now there is a Hyperion and a Banshee airstrike here, but you can see there are a bunch of mines over there, and the detection does end up causing the Banshee airstrike to get completely wiped out by the minefield over there. And now Raynor is going to drop some more poor Marines onto this side, and they're just getting completely ambushed. That one Marine is just questioning his life choices right now, and now there is a tactical jump on here, but there is a bunch of Widow Mines on this side, and a parasitic bomb that gets dropped onto this Battlecruiser over here. There is no split over here. These Widow Mines are dealing a lot of damage. These Widow Mines are going to reset. One of the Battlecruisers does end up going down. Another one will also get picked off by the Leviathan, and that is a bit of a problem because now there is another 2 more Battlecruisers that are in the red. And again, these Widow Mine charges will reset, and they will start dealing a lot of damage. And all these Battlecruisers are very unfortunately clumped up all together on this side, which is again going to be a bit unfortunate if a Widow Mine were to land onto this clump of enemy, onto this clump of Battlecruisers over here. Raynor is hugging the wall for some reason. I don't know where the next Widow Mine. I can't see the Widow Mine fields in front of this creep, which makes it a little bit difficult to cast. But now he's going to try and take out this side. And now there's an attack wave on this side as well, and that is going to start destroying the rest of this static defenses here. But Raynor has to try and hold, and he has to try and push. He has lost a total of 2 Battlecruisers so far. The Battlecruisers have a loss. There's a Void Ray that tries to focus down one of these things, but now there is also a Spore Crawler here, and Raynor's army is dwindling, and there is again a lot of harass wave on this side, but there's a lot of harass from the Void Rifts doing some damage here. And now Raynor seems to be okay, but he has to push down this base. So 2 Void Shards have been picked up, but Raynor will have to hurry. There's 2 minutes left on the timer, and it is going to be a very clutch victory here, if it is going to be a victory. And Swan unfortunately unloads all his siege tanks on top of a minefield. He basically landed right on top of there, and all those siege tanks does end up getting picked off there. Total of 23 siege tanks have gone down for Swan, and Raynor has to go, and he has to push this by himself because nothing is going to help. Okay, he's been waiting for his Battlecruiser to spawn here. He's dropped another 5 Battlecruisers. Tactical jumps another one forward now, and this is it. This is do or die. 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the timer. Some Yamato cannons again, focus fire down onto this thing. Now there are a bunch of Widow Mines here, and again another Widow Mine here does end up taking off. A total of 3 more Battlecruisers have been killed off as a result of that Widow Mine field here. And now there's one last Void Shard that needs to be dealt with. And those Marines are not having a good day. They're getting picked off by just a lurker. And these Marines here are just... I feel so bad for these Marines over here. But now there's another tactical jump. And I think... He managed to dodge a lot of the minefields there, and with 42 seconds left on the timer, that is GG.